Hi, I'm Poizner and welcome to Parabellyx Thought Leadership Series. Today I want to talk about something very important: your team's moral. Napoleon Bonaparte once said, "The moral is to physical as 3-to-1." Meaning, when you face an extremely motivated adversary, like we do in information security, it's important to keep your team motivated and the moral high. How can you do it? Well, as an example, I had a call from my ex-colleague last night, and that colleague was not very happy. There was a toxic situation at the office, and the colleague was ready to leave. Well, I've convinced this colleague to give it another try and gave him some techniques to face the situation and try to resolve it. Sometimes you as a leader will not hear about this. You will simply see that some of your employees are leaving. What I want to do is to think of the methods, how you can keep the moral high. I'll give you a clue. It has nothing to do with compensation. Compensation obviously will motivate people, but only in a very short term. Much like anything in material world. Think about anything that you're going to buy for yourself. Same thing with promotions. Promotions may motivate specific individual, but on the other hand, they may demotivate a team that where other people are looking for promotion. So those methods, while valuable, try to use them sparsely. Other methods are much harder for anyone coming from a technical background because they have to deal with human psychology. There are few things about our work in security industry that are bad for our health. And the top one is the amount of stress. I mean, when facing adversaries every single day trying to secure businesses, we are stressed about what we're doing. We're dealing with many unknowns and many risks. And we are high performance, and we want to do our job in the best possible way. So when you look at your team, you will see that the level of stress is quite high. It may be for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is there is no collaboration in the team. People think that they are alone facing certain tasks, where some of those tasks may require few people to think about and solve. So collaboration is extremely important as a stress reduction factor in information security. But also, think about all the tasks that your team members have to do during the day. Do they have to multitask? Are there any distractors like emails coming from multiple directions, conflicting priorities, people saying this is a priority, please do it right away before I'm going to escalate? Does it sound familiar? Well, you can reduce the amount of stress through reducing, if not eliminating, multitasking, and through shielding your team members from those conflicting priorities by appointing or taking by yourself the task of managing all of those priorities and being a gateway to all of the requests. In this situation, you will be able to let your team members know that, hey, at this point, I'm the one who is making decisions on the priorities, and no one else is going to do it. So even if somebody tells you, I'm going to escalate, just send them to me. That's the trust that you have to establish with your employees. If they follow your priorities, then they will be shielded from any fallout that may come because somebody disagrees with those priorities. That's what's called a chain of command. Now, the other thing is obviously making work more pleasant. Sometimes it's about environment, but sometimes it's about work. Everybody wants to do something interesting in their work. Everybody came to become a security specialist because they were interested in specific subject. Sometimes we cannot work on that particular subject because there are other priorities, and that's understandable. However, everybody wants to do something interesting where they will feel accomplished. So, think about the tasks that your team members can do either in the beginning or in the end of the day that are going to be interesting to them, rewarding to them, where they will either be energized for the entire day because they did something exciting in the morning, or they will feel good when they go back from the office at night because they feel that they did something productive, something interesting at the end of the day. So think about those things. And the most important thing, listen. When I talk about my problems with someone, doesn't mean that this someone will be able to help me solve the problems. I mean, I usually don't have expectations when I come home and talk to my wife about challenges that I've faced during the day that she'll suggest something to me. However, if someone listens with empathy, this already makes the situation more tolerable. The problems are not going to disappear, but because you've talked to somebody who expressed empathy, you already feel better. Much is the same with your team members. They will want to talk to you about the problems, and sometimes you won't be able to solve those problems, but always listen with empathy. Always try to put yourself in their place and try to understand the problem. Even if you won't be able to solve the problem or provide them with a meaningful advice, they will still feel better. So those are really simple methods of keeping morale high in your team and making your security team much more productive. I'm Alexander Poizner. Thank you very much for listening.